Assalamu alaikum dear students. I hope that you're all fine by the grace of Allah Almighty. I'm Aqsa Malik and I'm the teacher of Pakistan Studies in Senior Wing. So first of all, I would like to congratulate all of you for making it up to the 9th grade, and I hope that this year you will also write your success stories. And I welcome you all in the first lecture of Pakistan Studies. So let's proceed towards the content of the book. The book is composed of 4 chapters. The first chapter is about the ideological basis of Pakistan. In this chapter, you will learn about the meaning of ideology of Pakistan, about the basis of ideology of Pakistan, and what was the trace of the origin and evolution of the two-nation theory. And you would identify the concepts relating to the Pakistan ideology in the pronouncements of Allama Iqbal and Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Then chapter number 2 is the making of Pakistan, and in this chapter we would cover the journey of Pakistan from 1940 to 1947. Okay, and we would cover this time period when the British and the Muslims they were discussing, they were having negotiations, they were discussing on the missions about the making of an independent state Pakistan. And then chapter number 3 is land and environment, and in this chapter we would discuss about the physical features of Pakistan that include the mountain regions, about the rivers, about the plains and the plateaus, about the vegetation system of Pakistan, about the wildlife, etc. And in chapter number 4, History of Pakistan 1, we would learn about the post-independence history of Pakistan, how we formed our constitution and how we made the administrative setup of Pakistan, what were the early problems that we come across with, and later on the war of 1961 and then war of 1971, the separation of East Pakistan. So we'll discuss about all these events in the chapter number 4. So let's proceed towards the chapter. Before starting the chapter, I would like to share with you about the objectives of the study. By the end of the lecture, you would be able to define the ideology of Pakistan. You will be able to identify the major sources of ideology. You will be able to explain the meaning of ideology of Pakistan. So our first topic is the ideological basis of Pakistan. So before moving forward, I would like you all to open your books as well, and so that you can underline all the important points along with the lecture. So during the 20th century, many nations got freedom and many independent states emerged on the map of the world. So dear students, 20th century has quite significance when it comes to the history, because during the 20th century, the map of the world was changed many times. Firstly, after the World War I, many new states were emerged and many states were captured by the states. And then after the World War II, again many states emerged and the map of the world was changed. And then the time period of Cold War began, and after the end of Cold War in 1991, again the bulk of new states were formed. Okay, so you see, during this time period, during this century, the map of the world was changed many times. Okay, and during this time period, Pakistan also came into being. Now, one of the reasons of emergence of many states in the 20th century was that colonialism got ended in the 20th century. Okay, after the World War II, when Britain and France, they got quite weak and they couldn't uphold their colonies anymore, so they started giving them independence. Okay, and during that time period, Pakistan and India, they emerged on the map of the world as well. So subcontinent got separated and 2 states emerged. So most of the countries that emerged during the 20th century, they got independence on racial basis, on linguistic basis, on territorial basis, on religious basis. But the foundation of Pakistan is quite unique and unprecedented. Now, why is that? The first is that Pakistan is the only country in the world which came into being on the basis of a strong ideology. And what was our ideology? It is the religion Islam. So the basis of ideology of Pakistan lies in the religion of Islam. Okay, and what is the significance of this ideology? Because it affects our every aspect of life, whether it's social, whether it's moral, whether it's political, religious or economic sphere. Islam, it affects every aspect of our life. Okay, and what is this Islamic system? Islamic system is based on Holy Quran and the Sunnah of Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and a hadith. Okay, so this very system was declared the basis of Pakistan. Okay, quickly I'm repeating this thing again, that why the foundation of Pakistan is unique. Firstly, it is based upon a strong ideology. And what is our ideology? It is the religion Islam. Okay, what is the significance of Islam in our life? Because it affects every aspect of our life, whether it's social, whether it's moral, it's political, it's religious or economic fields. Islam, it affects all these aspects of human life. Okay, and what is this Islamic system, or what is this Islamic ideology? Okay, it is based upon the Holy Quran, the Sunnah of Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and finally on ahadith. Now, we have been discussing about, ideological basis of Pakistan, but what is this ideology? Now, ideology is a very vast term. Okay, you can come across with the hundreds of definitions of ideology. Many authors, many philosophers, social scientists have talked about ideology. So, what is this ideology? So, generally, in order to understand ideology, just relate it with this set of beliefs. Okay, ideology is the set of beliefs that is attributed to a group of the people. Okay, it means that if a group of people, okay, if a community, if they share one common belief, okay, then that common belief after some time would change into their ideology. Okay, so let's say that an idea came into my mind. Would I call my idea as an ideology? No, I don't. The reason is because that is just my idea. Okay, but after some time, if my idea, would be followed by the group of the people, okay, and if that idea would get an admiration and get a following, then it might change into ideology. Okay, so ideology is something which we attribute to the group of the people. Okay, and it, current times we call is something which we attribute to the whole nation. Muslims of the subcontinent were one nation. Okay, and this whole nation formed one ideology, that was Islam. So how this ideology, originates? The term ideology originated from an idea. Okay, firstly, it is an idea. When that idea got recognition, when that idea gets, acknowledgement, then that idea changes into ideology. So at the state level, ideology is a plan or a program that aim to solve political, social, and cultural issues and problems. Okay, I'm talking about the state level. Okay, previously I was talking about an individual level, about a belief, about an idea, but now I'm talking about the state level. Let's suppose Pakistan. Okay, so ideology is composed of those principles, those laws through which we solve all of our problems. And in case of Pakistan, it is religion Islam. Okay, being a Muslim, it is our strong belief that Islam has the solution of every problem, every life aspect. Isn't it? Whether it's political, whether it's economic, whether it is our personal issues, we always get, the solution from Islam. Okay, so our ideology Islam is such a plan, such a program which solve our political, social, and all the cultural issues. So in your book, there are two definitions of ideology. The first is by World Encyclopedia. Ideology is a set of political and cultural principles on which a nation or a civilization is based. Okay, a set of political and cultural principles. It can be a set of religious principles as well. Okay, so don't get yourself confused into it. Any general thing, any belief system, okay, which forms a nation, which forms a civilization, is your ideology. Then comes the George Brass. According to the George Brass, any plan or program of common life. Common life means that a way of living which is being shared by the group of the people. So a common life based upon thinking and philosophy is called ideology, and that thinking and philosophy can be the set of laws, set of principles. Okay, and in our case, in case of Pakistan, it is obviously the religion Islam. So now, what are the sources of ideology? Like, what are those elements which lead to the formation of the ideology among the people? Okay, the first is the common religion. We need common religion to form into ideology. Now, religion is not, just about worshipping. It has a profound impact on the whole life of human being. Okay, and when a group of the people, when they live at particular place, when they share the common religion, automatically they form strong feeling of brotherhood towards each other. Okay, and with the passage of time they started to follow up particular way of living, which later on forms an ideology. And in case of subcontinent, the Muslims of subcontinent, they were living with the Hindus. Okay, but their religion were completely different. Okay, and on the basis of our religion we were able to form an independent state. Okay, and then we formed on the basis of our ideology. Then comes the common race. Now what is the race? Race is grouping of humans based on shared physical and social qualities. Now common ideas, they are originated from a common race. Okay, that's a very general concept. When people of an area, when they live together for a longer period of time, they develop the sentiments of sympathy and brotherhood for each other. Okay, and when that strong bond creates, you started to share the common ideas. Okay, and then common ideas change into an ideology. Then comes common language. Language is a very important thing when it comes to ideology, because it is the language through which you can convey your feelings and your sentiments and your thoughts to the other people. Okay, and after language there comes the residency. Residency means a territory. You need a territory for that. Okay, a group of the people who are living together, they would be able to form an ideology. It's not that I'm living in Pakistan and there is a person who is living in America, we share an idea and that idea would change into ideology. No, it's not possible, because we don't even know that there is a person who would be having the same thoughts as mine, because we are totally living in a completely different territories. Okay, but the people who are living in particular territory, they would be able to share their ideas. Okay, and then that sharing of ideas changes into an ideology. Then comes the common political purpose. So at present age, the common political purpose of every nation is the freedom, the independence. Okay, this was the political purpose of the Muslims of the subcontinent, and then they were able to form an independent state, Pakistan. So Muslims of subcontinent, they wanted independence, they wanted freedom. So this freedom and independence is their political purpose. Okay, and then it changes into their ideology. And then comes the common customs. Common customs create ideological harmony. What are these customs? These are your values, your culture, your norms. These are all the amalgamation of the customs. Okay, so customs create ideological harmony. They create the brotherhood between the people. So then it forms the ideology. Okay, now what is the significance of this ideology? Like, why this ideology is really important? The first thing is that existence of the nations is reflected through ideas. Why we formed Pakistan? What was the purpose of creation of Pakistan? We wanted Pakistan because we wanted to make an independent state where Muslims can live according to their freedom. Okay, according to the principles of Islam, so that they would be able to live according to Islam. Okay, so our ideology defines our purpose. So existence of nations is reflected through ideas. Okay, why we formed Pakistan, our ideology explains this answer. Next is that the ideology creates consciousness of purpose among the nation. Ideology basically gives you purpose. Okay, we formed an independent state. This was not just purpose. Okay, like making of Pakistan is not the only purpose, but survival of Pakistan was another big purpose, and it is still prevailing among us. Okay, whenever there comes any question on our credibility, on our sovereignty, or whenever there comes any kind of threat on our sovereignty, the whole nation unites together. Okay, we unite with each other to protect ourselves. Why is that? Because this is our ideology. We create this consciousness because now you are free and you have to protect this freedom, because without freedom, this state, it does not exist. Then comes the ideology. Ideas provide the foundation of any political, any social, and any cultural system. Okay, like in Pakistan, all the political, social, and cultural system is based upon our ideology. Then ideas are basically a motivating force. Okay, it is something on which your whole life revolves. Like our ideology is Islam, so our life surrounds around Islam. Then ideology, it provide discipline. Okay, it actually determine our national duties and our national rights. And the nations who ignore their ideas, they endanger their existence. Okay, and just think that we just exclude our ideology from Pakistan, then the purpose of the creation, or the purpose of survival of Pakistan, it would end. So we cannot imagine ourselves living without an ideology. So ideology is pretty much significant because it actually give meaning to your life. Okay, now next is the meaning of ideology of Pakistan. Okay, we have discussed this before, so let's just quickly move into it. So Pakistan is an ideological state, and our ideology is very beautiful because its basis is the religion Islam. So if we talk about the history of the formation of Pakistan ideology, then it begins from the British rule. Okay, after the war of 1857, when Britain took over the subcontinent, we know that how they treated Muslims, how Muslims were oppressed under their rule, how Hindus oppressed Muslims during the rule of the Britain. And when British rule was at its end, it was obvious that they believe on democracy, and democracy is about majority's authority. So Hindus were in majority, so it was obvious then when British would leave the subcontinent, they would come into the power, and the Muslims' future would not be saved under them. And at that time, many Muslim heroes, many Muslim dignitaries, including Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and Allama Iqbal, they started working, for the security of dignity and freedom of the Muslim community. And with their struggle, with their selfless efforts, we were able to make Pakistan. Okay, so Pakistan came into being. So you can see all our journey from struggle for the Pakistan was based on our ideology. Okay, so next is that what is the definition of ideology of Pakistan? So far we have discussed about the definition of ideology generally. Now what is the definition of ideology of Pakistan? The first is that ideology of Pakistan is the name of creating a state which is based upon the principles of Quran and Sunnah. Okay, and in first slide I discussed with you that if you talk about the Islamic system, then what is it? Okay, it is based upon the Holy Quran, it is based upon the Quran and Sunnah, it is based upon Ahadith. Okay, so ideology of Pakistan is the name of creating a state which is based upon the principles of Quran and Sunnah. Okay, and then ideology of Pakistan is the name of practicing the principles of Islam. Okay, we wanted a state where we can live according to the principles of Islam, because this was something which Hindus were not giving us. This religious freedom was not safe under the Hindu rule. Then the ideology of Pakistan is the name of steps that were taken for the security of the political, social, cultural and economic values of Pakistan. Okay, so we wanted an independent state because we wanted to secure the values of the Muslims. And what were those values? Our political, our religious, our social, our economic values. Then we wanted an independent state because we wanted to protect our national identity. And what was our identity? It was obviously Muslims. Okay, being a Muslim, we wanted to protect our identity, and we know that it was not going to be saved under the Hindu rule. And the last is that the ideology of Pakistan is the name of a welfare state. Okay, and welfare, we wanted to create a welfare state because we wanted to work for the welfare of the people. Okay, and who are the people? The Muslims, of course. So this is it for today. So dear students, now this is your assignment, and which is composed of fill in the blanks, and after that you would write down the answers of these questions briefly. So what you need to do is that you are going to read about these topics from the book, read them thoroughly, and after that solve this worksheet on the loose sheets, do handwritten work, and after that you are supposed to share this assignment with your respective teachers. So that's it for today. Stay safe and stay healthy. Have a nice day, and thank you very much.